Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here, and in this video we are going to talk about the Italian digital nomad visa. Yes, you heard me right. We already talked about this topic some time ago, but at that moment, back then, the Italian government just put a law in place, but they didn't specify how to proceed for this specific visa. So they published the law, they said that we are going to implement it. We're going to implement this visa, but we didn't implement for real. So now, finally, in 2024, just 1 month ago, they basically provide the exactly steps, the procedure, also for the public institutions to deal with this kind of visa in Italy, and then has been released, finally, the official procedures to apply. And how it works, I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. So if you're new in this channel, ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxes if you move to Italy. So we are the #1 channel that in English language explains you exactly how to squeeze your taxes if you want to relocate in this country. We optimize your taxation, we take into account your worldwide income, global tax situation, and we simulate the same situation if you were Italian tax resident, and we tell you exactly if a relocation to Italy makes sense or not, and if it does, we tell you exactly which are the tax regimes, the tax benefit hidden in the law, which are exactly specific and that matches for you, okay? Now, let's go back to the topic of today's video, and is the Italian digital nomad visa. So, in 2024, it's possible now to apply for this visa, digital nomad visa, I will call it DNV, and the difference with other type of visa in Italy is that it's quite simple now to obtain it, because the requirements are basically easy, crystal clear, and compare the rest of the Italian visas, basically you don't have to stay in a sort of waiting list. So if you were self-employed and you wanted to apply for an Italian visa just because you want to work in Italy, it wasn't that simple. Unless you were applying for a specific tax regime, such as the regime for high net worth individuals, then you have a preferential path to get the Italian visa. Or if you were applying for the pensioner tax scheme, which is 7% flat tax if you were receiving a stream of income as a pensioner, that was another preferential path to get an Italian visa. But if you are a simple self-employed freelancer in your country of origin, just wants to work in Italy, keeping your same job, it's not that easy to get a visa in these situations. So you have to stay in a waiting list, and it's complicated, or you have to provide quite a lot of money in order to sustain yourself. But if you get the visa as somebody that sustains themselves, you cannot work. So you see, so it wasn't that easy, the long story short. But now we have this visa that basically allows you to stay in Italy 12 months with the possibility to extend this time. So 12 months you can stay in Italy. Of course, this visa is mostly addressed for who is not European citizen, because if you're a European citizen, you don't need to apply for this visa, of course. So if you are not European citizen, you want to move to Italy, this is the visa that now makes sense for you, because basically you have to just prove that you are a digital nomad. How do you prove that you are a digital nomad now? It's very simple. You have to prove that for 6 months before the relocation to Italy, 6 months before the relocation to Italy, you were working as a digital nomad. Digital nomad means you were working for an employer, so you were an employee, or you were a freelancer, and remotely you were working for a specific company or for specific clients, if you are, as I said, a freelancer. And how do you prove that? With contracts, with invoices, or with employment contracts. So you should have in place a proof of 6 months of digital nomad work activity, okay? This is the documents that will request you if you want to apply for the Italian digital nomad visa. So in this way, the Italian government has the proof that you were for real a digital nomad, and then you can basically enter in the country, stay for 12 months, keep doing exactly the same work, the same job, okay? So this is a fundamental, proving that you were already a digital nomad in the previous 6 months. And another thing is that you have to prove to earn at least 28,000 euro as income as an employee of a company, or if you are invoicing, if your revenue is bigger than 28,000 euro. So they wanted to put in place a certain threshold that basically proves that you are bringing some money in the country. You're not going to be at the charge of the country. So that's the other thing. Then, thanks to these two main points, so the threshold and the 6-month proof that you are a digital nomad, of course, along with these two proofs, you also have to bring some other documents, which means that you don't have any criminal records, if you have a clean criminal records in your country of origin, and other classical documents that every country will ask you in case you want to apply for visas. So this is the classical situations. The simplified procedures relies on the fact that you can ask the visa to the nearest Italian consulate that you have close by your country. So you're living, for example, in the United States, where you reside, you have to looking for the nearest Italian embassy or consulate nearby your place, okay? And you can forward the request through email, okay? Each Italian consulate will publish their procedure, the way they want to deal with these steps. And once you get a positive answer from the Italian consulate or from the Italian embassy, you can go to Italy, and in a span of 8 days, as soon as you move to the country, you go to a specific public office, which is called Questura, and you basically give the document and the positive response from the embassy. And the Questura will give you back the visa. So this is how it works. So they simplified a lot of procedures, and this allows you to stay in 12 months in Italy. Now, here in ESENtaxa, we analyze also what is the tax implications, what is the tax impact. Now, what does it mean being in Italy for 12 months and you're working for a foreign company or for a foreigner employer? It means that you have to pay taxes most likely, because in Italy, if you stay in Italy for more than 183 days, you are considered the Italian tax resident or fiscal resident, okay? It means that you are subject to Italian taxes on all your entire worldwide income, okay? Not just the income that you're producing in Italy, but you're subject to Italian taxations also on all your entire stream of incomes coming from other countries all over the world, okay? And it means also that this is very important to check, that also your assets that you detain abroad, because if you move to Italy, the rest of the countries, the rest of the world is considered abroad. So if you have houses under rent in your country of origin from Italy's point of view, it's foreign stream of income. I say that because a lot of people don't think that their income is from abroad. They give it for granted that it's their own income. No, it's foreign income if you move to Italy. So if you have this kind of incomes from abroad, you have to declare them, and you have to check if the taxation of those foreign incomes makes sense or not. Because when you are a digital nomad, when you're a freelancer in Italy, you might be able, or you might be eligible for special tax regimes. And here in this channel we talk a lot about special tax regime, such as the forfait regime, for example. The forfait regime, in which you pay only 5% taxes in the first 5 years, okay? And it's a flat tax, so it doesn't accumulate with the rest of your income, but the rest of the other incomes coming from abroad, they might be subject to the ordinary Italian progressive taxation, which starts from 23% up to 43%. So, before moving to Italy, before applying for this specific visa, digital nomad visa, it's highly recommended to check with a tax consultant, and here we are in ESENtaxa tax consultant, also we are an accounting firm, and here we can help you to understand if the relocation to Italy makes sense, the relocation tax-wise. So, if you want to apply for this digital nomad visa and you want to stay for more than 6 months, because 183 days is exactly for more than 6 months, then you have in the description below the video our email contact, info@esentaxa.com, offer to apply for the forfait regime schema, and this is a very nice regime where you not only pay a few taxes, but it's very easy to maintain, easy to manage, accounting the cost, it's very easy, and everything can be managed online. And in the description below the video you have also our email contact, our Calendly contact, in which you can book a call. 20 minutes call if you have specific questions, or if you want to talk about more in general about your situation, you have plenty of questions, a lot of things to ask, you can have also 1 hour call. And we also offer a famous tax simulation. So we check with the data, with numbers, if the relocation to Italy tax-wise it's convenient or not for you. Maybe you were looking for a place to go and then you find out that that is not a place for you, because with numbers you find out that maybe another jurisdiction is better, okay? Based on your situation, based on your preferences. Okay, so I think I said everything. We, in ESENtaxa, we more focus on tax aspects. So there is not just a forfeit regime that you can consider, because if you stay, of course, if you stay less than 6 months, you might also ask for a visa. And then you stay less than six months, then you don't need to be tax resident in Italy, and then there is no need to check if you are eligible or not for the forfeit regime, or if you need to check your worldwide income in Italy or not, okay? There are some tricks. If you don't want to pay taxes in Italy at all, we also can consult you the best way and legal way to do it. Still, in the description below the video, you have all our informations, contact, email, and don't forget to subscribe the channel, like button, and notification bell to be always updated whenever we release this kind of content. See you to the next video. Bye.